What is up, guys? Carl van der Walt here again. I just want to say sorry for being in a bit of an hiatus the past week and a half. A lot has been happening in terms of work. I just want to let you guys know that today's video will basically be on what is hypertrophy, more specifically hypertrophy training, and the reasons why I do it. So guys, what is hypertrophy training and why I enjoy it? For those of you who don't know, hypertrophy training is a method of strength training intended to induce the fastest possible muscle growth or hypertrophy without losing efficacy over an extended period of time. And the reason I prefer hypertrophy training over strength training and volume training in particular is because it literally fuses the two. So you pretty much get the best of both worlds in the sense that you can still lift pretty heavy, but because of the repetition range, you're pretty much maximizing the amount of hypertrophy / muscle gained. But of course, this has never been a problem for me because my main goal in training is to look good and feel good, and everything else is pretty much second. So it's never really fazed me when people have asked, oh, why don't you go heavier? You should be able to. It's just never really bothered me. Now we touch on the reasons why I do hypertrophy, as well as why you should probably do hypertrophy as well. Point number 1. Doing heavy resistance training increases intramuscular coordination, as well as the number of type 2 motor units and the amount of muscle fibers engaged within that specific muscle. So guys, a perfect example is when your muscles begin to shake when you're lifting heavy ass weight. This is basically because you're recruiting and activating the larger type 2 muscle fibers, which are only stimulated when a muscle is challenged with heavy resistance or working till failure. And point number 2, which is on a very similar note to point number 1, using near maximal loads for your compound lifts, for example your deadlifts and your bench press, can improve your intramuscular coordination, which is the ability of many muscles to work together to generate and control high levels of force through multiple joints. Point number 3, and pretty much the one that most people would want to know, heavy resistance training elevates levels of anabolic hormones. So this will basically be your testosterone levels, your growth hormone levels, and your IGF-1 levels, which are all used to repair muscle fibers damaged from the exercise process. This helps the muscle fibers to become thicker and capable of generating higher levels of force. Touching more on the increase of IGF-1 levels. IGF-1 is basically related to the production of brain-derived neurotrophic factor, or BDNF, which is a neurotransmitter responsible for stimulating the growth of new neural pathways in the brain, along with enhancing communication between existing pathways, as well as enhancing cognitive function. Meaning that in theory, and I mean in theory, lifting heavy could make you smarter. And point number 4, which is pretty much the most important point of all of these being mentioned, hypertrophy training helps you to improve self-confidence, because knowing that you can lift heavy ass weight gives you the confidence to handle common challenges. Stupid example being carrying a heavy piece of furniture while you're helping your parents move, or your girlfriend move, or your boyfriend move. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I promise the next one will be sure to follow because it touches on the hypertrophy topic as well, and it's going to be some ways to better your hypertrophy effect, as well as to teach you some ways to incorporate hypertrophy into your training. So until then, cheers.